I want to talk about the immense annoyance of trying to be a swordsman today. Which, the first thing you have to get over is trying to encourage and motivate yourself to do it. Because it's like, if I'm going to get in a mortal combat situation, odds are I'm going to pull out a gun. Why would I waste my time training to use a sword? What's the point? Well, I mean, realistically, I think maybe samurai thought the same thing. Like, they used guns too. Um, you use the gun first. Back then, they took 2 minutes to reload a single round. So you use the gun first, and then you switch to your bow. And then you probably want to switch to your yari. And then if your yari shaft breaks, then maybe you would go for the naginata. And then failing all your other reach advantages, then you use the sword. So why train with something that you're typically not going to use? Because if you actually ever are in a situation where you can, it might save you. That's why you train for anything, isn't it? But how do you get into an art where the quantification of how good you are is how efficiently you can cut another human being limb from limb, or shatter their clavicle in half and give them a third lung? That's a difficult thing to do, I think, for a lot of people. That's too fine of a line to try and skate. And so we have modern Kendo Federation that I absolutely despise and hate beyond anything you can imagine. All Kendo is at this point is men. Men. The top of the head strike with the tip of the sword. Overhead. And all anyone does in modern Kendo during all the tournaments is try to see who can land men first. Here's the thing, man. If 2 people were actually swinging swords at each other's head like that, the reality is that you're probably both dead. You probably both just split each other's skulls open at the same time. What a great sport. This sure teaches a lot of fantastic discipline, doesn't it? Forgo your own safety, just hit the other guy first and get a point. What a piece of absolute filth. What trash. What refuse. I'm into Iaido, Batodo. Those are my jam. That's what I'm into. But what Kendo has become, I mean, I won't lie, Kendo can at least teach you the art of discipline, and maybe you don't care to know how to actually inflict grievous wounds and harm on another human being. You probably shouldn't want to know how to do that, actually. So that's fine. And that's my Jewish opinion on the matter right there. I'm not actually a Jew, but I'm just saying, I recognize when they say something offensive or nasty or socially unacceptable, they hawk a nasty loogie afterwards. That's what I think of Kendo. Let me give you another one. That's Kendo. Not a fan. Frickin'. The thing I really want to talk about right now, though, and the thing that is even worse than Kendo, is something that I have always seen, but I never, really thought about it in depth until direction from here. It's that way. The headmaster at the Genbu Kai dojo next to me. There's not many Genbu Kais in the world, by the way. I am really lucky that one is next to me, so. Anyway. What I learned from the headmaster of that dojo is, man, he absolutely hates all of this YMCA stage dancing with aluminum weapons, these freaking swords, sais, kamas, all made out of recycled beer cans and Pepsi cans, these aluminum weapons that have no density and weight to them. The movements and the katas that you learn with those fake cheerleader batons, they don't translate to using an actual sword. If you try to do a bunch of that, ooh, look at me, Deadpool spinning my swords around. Go Lions! If you try to do that with an actual sword that even just weighs 4 pounds, you're gonna break your damn wrists. You will snap your freaking wrists in half, dude. Don't do that. He was so vocally, feverishly adamant about his hatred for all of that, because it is a disgrace to thousands of years of martial discipline. It throws it all out of the water to say, look how cool I look dancing on stage to this Kesha song. Are you serious? Nobody does that. Y'all need to watch some freaking shrine dedication ceremonies. Everyone is dead silent, completely reverent the entire time, except after someone cuts the tatami mat, or sometimes when they do like cut 6 tatami mats in half. Do you know how hard that is? That is super hard. You also kind of need a specialty sword to be able to do that, but you know, martial arts isn't supposed to be about showboating. It's supposed to be about improving yourself, and at the end of the day, I guess that even those stupid, you know, aluminum weapon things, they can still give a person calisthenics. They still work as cardiovascular exercise. They still do that at the very least. But I take martial arts and swordsmanship pretty seriously. I do have fun with it, but I take it seriously. And to see people making an absolute joke out of multiple ancient fighting systems is actually offensive to me. And the main reason for this, I forgot to put my ring back on. I just took a bath. I like to take baths in the morning when it's cold. But anyway, it's harder to unlearn something than it is to learn something. If you are trained in a bad way, it's harder to forget how to do those bad katas. So if you start off with this ballerina aluminum sword bullcrap, it's just gonna be harder for you to use a real sword. Seriously, I absolutely hate it with a passion. Because for me, I think the things that taught me best were the multiple times that I broke my hand, or that I cut one of my fingers open, or that when I was first learning, I was choking the thing like a baseball bat, and all around here, the index finger, up here into the knuckle of the thumb, and then this part of the thumb as well. I was grinding the flesh off of that for the first like 2 weeks. That was incredibly painful. Holy crap. I have injured and wounded myself at this just in 5 years countless times. And those injuries, in my opinion, are one of the best teachers. You don't want to do that no more, so you stop doing it. You unlearn the bad way to do things through pain. And using these cheap freaking swords that weigh less than one of these rocks I'm looking at on the ground out here. In fact, hang on. There's a stick over here. Oh, look. Oh, look. Oh. That's what everybody does. Seriously, do you know what happens if you try to hit even a cardboard box with one of those aluminum swords? They bend. They're garbage. They're trash. Don't ever get into that, please. I talk a lot about swordsmanship. I talk about how everyone should be picking up a sword. It's good for your wrists. It's good for your shoulders. It's good for your neck. It's good for your hips. It's good for your back. It's good for your knees. It's good for your thighs. It's good for your ankles. It's good for your entire body. But man, do not ever get into that fake ballerina crap, please. That's all I got to say about that. Happy Easter. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. God bless.